know I have a place in mind.
Boy,
We can rule the space and
try and
time.
rule it all.
I want your face next to
Next
mine,
to you,
but
but
it's
it's just another wonderful fantasy. Got an offer for you.
tell me what your plans could
Got a
be.
ring
Or
or
it's
it's
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is me, Mr. Mario. You already know who I am. Anyways, today we will be commentating over some Max Payne 3 multiplayer footage. I play Team Deathmatch on Bronco headquarters. We do win on here. Now, this game was okay for me. I think I did like 24 and 17, something like that. But hey, you know, it's a winning game, so I went ahead and threw it up there anyways. So, we are going to be talking about college. Now, I've been wanting to do this commentary for some time. I wanted to do it 2 weeks ago when I finished the semester, but I got busy and I was doing other videos and I was working and all this other stuff. But I think now I've had time to collect my thoughts, and I'm just doing this straight off the head. Don't have a paper, don't have an outline with me or anything. I rarely do use them. The only time I do an outline is when I do a game review of some kind. So that's about it. Anyways, getting into this, so the reason why I'm doing this video is because most of the people I've talked to who see my videos on my channel are in high school, or they might be younger than that, or they're just not going to college, but I've had several people who've said they're interested in going. They haven't particularly asked me for help, but I thought my input would be good. So first off, if you are thinking of taking a break out of high school, I really don't advise that. Really, it's just I've noticed that traditional versus non-traditional students, usually traditional ones will do better. Now, by traditional, I mean you graduated high school at 18 or 19 or 17, whatever, somewhere around there, and then you end up just going straight to college. Non-traditional would be a 24-year-old who's a freshman, and in your classes you actually have to get used to this, because, you know, if you're a junior in high school, everyone in your grade's going to be anywhere from, 15 to 17 years old, while as in college, a 16-year-old can be a freshman, or a 42-year-old can be a freshman. So that's what I mean by non-traditional students. Really, just, I mean, you might have your reasons. I know some people, like one girl I know, for example, she told me that her parents would just not pay for her college, so I think she had to wait, what, like 2 or 3 years to go to college, and I mean, it was harder for her. I know people who were out for 8 years, and it was harder for them. But, you know, if you can just get in right there, that'd be excellent. Now, college is great, let me tell you. I mean, people say high school's the best, but for me, no. I mean, I enjoyed high school, but would I go back and really do it again? Probably not. I thought my first year of college was more fun, and I thought it was better than my 4 years of high school. But college is not just a huge party. I mean, there is a lot of parties going on, and this really depends on what major you're doing. I'm doing computer science, which is part of engineering. If you're an engineer, you have to study. If you are just in college, really, you're going to have to put work. You're going to have to put time and effort into your stuff. If you are in high school and, you know, you're okay with C's and D's, I really don't think college is for you. Even a B is like, a B would kind of equate to a C almost. And you have to put in a lot more work. I mean, you really have to aim for A's in college. If you're not there for that reason, then you have to. And, you know, sometimes it's harder for other people. I mean, scholarships will depend on your GPA. Messing up one thing can make you lose a scholarship, really. There are also, if you are part of the military, at least in the U.S., you might have access to the GI Bill. Now, the GI Bill is if you're in the military, or if you have a parent who is in the military, and for anybody who has a parent in the military, if your parents are planning on retiring, they have to put in the papers for your GI Bill before they end up retiring. Because I know several people who, like one guy I know, his dad retired from the military, but he did not put in his papers for his son before he retired, so his son doesn't get the GI Bill, even though he could have gotten it. Now, I believe you can use the GI Bill for 2 years, so that's pretty much 2 years of free college. However, you have to keep above a 2.0. Now, getting a 2.0, that's very manageable in college, but, you know, I know someone, I think, I was kind of hearing from someone, he really hasn't talked to me too much about it, and, you know, I know I'm being vague, but I don't drop names or anything, just to protect people's identities, but I don't think he can apply for the GI Bill now, because his GPA is less than a 2, and the thing is with this as well, if you use the GI Bill, they will pay for your classes, but if you get under a 2, they're going to take that bill away from you, and you gotta pay all that money back. Yeah, like the $6,000 that you took out, you gotta pay the military back for that. Yes, you do. It's not fun. No, not fun. I didn't have to deal with any of that. I don't have anyone in the military. But, you know, I mean, money's going to be an issue. And speaking of money, if you're in high school and you're about to go to college, you might be thinking, oh yeah, well, you know, I have to move out. All the cool people are doing it. Trust me, I don't know what's up with it, but for some reason, when you're in high school, everybody, they kind of judge you almost. It's like, oh, you're staying with your parents for college? I stayed with my parents my first year of college. But when you get to college, when you tell people that, they don't say that. They say, the first thing they will normally say is, oh, well, you save a lot of money that way. And the cool thing is, my parents are real lenient, so like I can stay out whenever and all that. I don't have a curfew, and also I'm an adult, so it's okay. But if you can do anything to save money, you can. I mean, moving out, it's fun. Staying in the dorms, it's fun, but maybe, I don't know, maybe the first year you might want to stay with your parents. And it really depends. I mean, there's people, you know, if you're a foreign exchange student, you obviously can't do that. There's other universities that they don't allow that for some reason. I know there's one university, for example. Well, if you're coming from out of state, you obviously can't stay with your parents. But there's one university that I know of. There's probably multiple other ones, but the one that comes to mind, if you are coming from out of city or out of state of any kind, you have to do at least 30 hours on campus, which equates to a freshman year. So you have to do that. Now, when it comes to studying, and I'm sorry if I'm hopping all over the place, but when it comes to studying, you gotta break down and you gotta study. I mean, I know studying is not fun. I've been there, trust me, I've done that, but man, you know, I'm gonna tell a story. And this is one I think anyone can relate to. If you have been in high school, you can relate to this. I don't care who you are. You might be this person, and if you are this person, I really hate you. I don't care who you are, I hate you. But you might be the person like me who, you know, there's a test, and to do good on it, you have to study. You have to put in a whole lot of hours studying for the test. Test time comes, and let's say I take my test, I studied really well for it, and sometimes I might not get the grade I want. You know, I might get like a 94, or I might get like an 85, something like that. Let's say I get an 85 on the test. Then you got that one buddy with you. He doesn't do any type of studying. He does all his homework on the spot. If he does any studying, it's maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes before the test, just kind of going over notes. He gets a 96 on the test. He's usually the first one done. He just burns through the test real quick, throws it on the teacher's counter, goes back to his desk and sleeps. I don't care who you are. If that is you, you are not going to survive in college with those same methods. I know several people who did this throughout high school, didn't study for a test, didn't do anything, and they got A's in their classes. Because high school, let's be honest, you can pretty much half-ass a class most of the semester. In the last, like, 2 weeks, if you really work, you can get maybe, I don't know, a B, at least. College, you can't do that. You can't go into a test and not study for it. You gotta pay attention. You gotta be there. And this one person that I know of, he tried to do the same thing. Especially if you're an engineer, it's not gonna work. He was just burning through his homework, not really caring. I had one class with him. This was calculus. He was just burning through his homework, not caring, and doing just terrible on the tests. He was in class most of the time, but when he was in class, he was either playing with his phone, or, I don't know, usually playing with his phone or sleeping. That's it. He got like a 50-something on his first test, and college tests count. You're going to have like 4 tests that are weighted for most of your grade. But I think he got like a 50-something on his first test. Then his second test, I remember, he comes up to me, he's like, "Hey Danny, I got a 21 on my test." And you know what he did right after that? He slept in class. Yes, he did not try, was the thing. And he had to take calculus again. And in order to go to calculus 2, you have to get at least a C in calculus 1. First time he failed it, second time I think he got a D in it. But now I kind of heard through someone that he's going to be going through to a community college. And if you can go to a community college, good for you, but it's like, He's not going to community college because, you know, it's cheaper. He's not going to a community college because that's his only option. He's going to a community college because he did not try at all his first semester of college, and when he did try, it was too late, I guess. You know, his idea of studying is, let's have a movie marathon. Let's just put it like that. Anyways, enough of that. Pretty much TLDR, you gotta study. You gotta study, you gotta study. I don't care who you are, you gotta study. But let's end this on a positive note. When you go into college, you might have some buddies that are coming with you, whether you go to one local or in-state or out-of-state. You might have some buddies from high school that you're going with. Oh yeah, that was driving me nuts right there. That guy, like I was trying to go right there, and then the Call of Duty thing was going on where I couldn't move past him. But what I can emphasize: get busy, go out, meet people, party. Even if you don't drink or smoke or anything like that, I don't know. Just go to a party, hang out. Just say you're DD, or just, I don't know, put Sprite or Coke in your cup or something. Just have fun, meet people, join a club if you can. And really make your first year count in college, because it's going to be really fun. And also your first year, you're not going to be doing as much as your third or fourth years, I'm sure. But just trust me on that. You're going to want to work, and you're going to want to have fun, and it's just, sometimes it's just a stress reliever, you know? If you're a person that doesn't like raves, try and go to a rave. I mean, just try stuff completely out of the ordinary. Trust me, you'll enjoy it. So that's it. Anyways, we're coming to the end of this commentary. Thank you all for watching. I hope this helped you all out. Those are my tips and strategies for college, and I hope that you all can use them for the people that are going to college soon. This is Mr. Mario, signing off.